everyone and welcome back. I hope you're doing really well. Today I wanted to share all of my current favourites, things I've been loving for autumn. I feel like I have a lot of things that I'm using day to day that I just wanted to come on here and chat about. I haven't done as many dedicated beauty videos, so there is a few makeup products. I've got a couple of hair products as well, and then I think at the end I'll talk about some more lifestyle, some book recommendations as well. I've been loving all of the cozy fancy reads. They're just my favourite books to pick up this time of year. So yeah, I really hope you enjoy. If you do, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you're not already. My name is Millie and I do beauty videos and lifestyle routine videos as well. So if that sounds good to you, then do make sure you are subscribed and let's get into it. So I am going to start with makeup because I feel like I've been depriving you guys of makeup content over the past couple of months. I have been doing some more lifestyle videos and therefore I just haven't been speaking as much about makeup, but I do have some really good products that I wanted to share. I have probably one of my favourite base routines for longevity as well, so we'll start with that. I feel like I was really struggling to find a good priming routine that would keep my skin hydrated and just looking fresh, but also lasting throughout the day. I know that a lot of people don't believe in primers, don't feel like they are necessary, and I think it depends what you want out of your makeup. For me, I really like a glowy primer, but they don't always grip your makeup in place. So I've actually found a really good duo, both from the drugstore as well, so this won't cost you an arm and a leg. And I feel like these two products, I just get the best of both worlds. So I start off with a pump of the I'm gonna say NYX, no, Elf Power Grip Primer. This is a really good gripping primer. I've used this before, this is my second tube of it now, and I just noticed such a difference with how my makeup wears throughout the day. It's a bit of a tacky feeling on the skin. It's not like the nicest like sensory experience, is that a thing? Yeah, it feels a bit tacky. I wouldn't just leave this on my skin and then go about my day. Because it does feel a bit strange. I do feel like I have to put something over the top of it just to mask the tacky stickiness that is on my skin. Because of that, it makes it incredible at gripping onto your foundation or concealer, and that's why I really like it. I think the blue version is better for hydration, and then they also have a pink version which I believe has niacinamide in, and I think that's better for oil control. That might be incorrect. But yeah, I don't find that this dries my skin out, and it just makes my makeup wear so much better. I really do notice a difference with this. And then because I do also like a bit of artificial glow, especially on the tops of my cheekbones, I do really love a glowy primer. The Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter was a favourite of mine for a long time. It still is a favourite, but I just don't have it in my collection at the moment. So to kind of fill that void, I've been using the L'Oreal Glotion. I believe they reformulated these earlier this year, and I have the shade 902 Light Glow. It's a nice light champagne shimmery primer. It's not super shimmery, it's more glowy. Get my words right there. But I just love these products underneath slightly more matte foundations or slightly more kind of satin skin-like foundations. If you do want your skin to have just a little bit more glow, especially as we're coming into winter now, my skin always just looks and feels a bit more dull and a bit lifeless. So yes, I really enjoy just adding a little bit of this over the top of my e.l.f. primer before going in with a foundation. So these are the two primers that I've been really enjoying, and I just love the way they make my skin look, and it lasts as well throughout the day, which is great. And then the kind of cherry on top, the final layer to really lock your makeup in place. I've been using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Setting Spray. I only have a couple of uses of this left. There's hardly any in the bottom. When I ordered it, I thought I ordered the bigger size online, but I actually ordered the travel size. So that's fine. I just need to go out and repurchase it, but this is the best setting spray for longevity. It really does a fantastic job at making your makeup stay in place all day, no matter what. It does give you a little bit of additional glow as well, a bit of moisture, but again, similar to the e.l.f. primer, it does have that almost like sticky quality, like you can almost feel it like sticking your makeup to your face. So I absolutely love this. It's not something I would use every single day, just because I don't need a setting spray like this every day, but if I'm in the office all day or if I'm out and about on the weekend or something, I will definitely just add a layer of this over the top once I've done my makeup, and it just makes sure that it locks in place all day. So I have a couple of cheek products now, and I've definitely come to the conclusion that I am a blush girl. I absolutely love blush. I'm obsessed. The rest of my makeup routine could literally stay the same day in and day out, but I just love wearing different blushes. I love the different shades, the different formulas. I'm just absolutely obsessed. So I have two here that I've been really liking for autumn. They are definitely very autumnal in the shades that I've selected. So I'm going to start with the Rare Beauty liquid blush in Believe. This is quite an intimidating colour at first, and I thought, oh, it might be a bit too dark, but actually when you blend it onto the skin, it has a nice rosy kind of pink undertone to it. So actually when you blend it in, it doesn't look too much like a deep purple, which I was a bit worried about, but it's actually really beautiful, really flattering, and it's the type of shade that I'm just really gravitating towards this time of year. I love a good like rosy mauve. It reminds me of MAC Plumful, which was the lipstick back in the day, and I think I went through one or two of those tubes when I was like 18, and now when I look back I'm like, wow, that was actually really purple. But yes, these kind of shades just remind me of MAC Plumful. It gives me that vibe, and to me that is also very autumnal, and it just fits the season really well. These are very pigmented blushes. I've not tried any other Rare Beauty blushes before, but I was so impressed with the longevity. They do blend really easily, but again, like, you need the tiniest amount. I can't even like express that enough. You need a pin-sized amount of this product, especially for a shade like this, because it is a bit deeper anyway. If you have light skin, I would definitely apply a tiny bit on the back of your hand, blend it in first, and then pick it up with a brush. That way you'll just get a lot more control. Really like the packaging. I mean, everyone knows what the Rare Beauty blushes look like. I am the last person on earth to try these. And then you have a nice thick doe foot as well. So yes, really like the formula. The shade really surprised me, and it's one that I've just been really enjoying. If you like the idea of a mauve blush, but you don't want something that's too purple, you want it to be a little bit more on the pink side, a bit more neutral perhaps, then I think this YSL blush might be a bit more up your street. This is one of their new Make Me Blush liquid blushes, and the shade here is that, not 34, 44. So the two side by side, you can definitely see that the YSL one is a bit more pink and the Rare Beauty is just darker. It has a little bit more purple. So I think this one is nicer and perhaps better suited if you have fair skin. A nice kind of thick doe foot. These ones, again, I think any liquid blush formula, I've just really got into the habit of applying it onto the back of my hand, blending it in and applying with a brush, just because they can typically be very pigmented, and oftentimes you don't get a lot of playtime with them. This formula, especially from YSL, it dries down quite quickly. So if I do like a couple of dots here and a couple of dots there, by the time I've got around to the other cheek, it's already started to set down. So you have to work quite hard to then blend it in. So back of the hand, get a brush and apply that way. For me anyway, that's just how I prefer to apply them. So yeah, those are two blushes for autumn that I've been really loving, reaching for all the time. I've pulled out my Nabla side by side palette a lot over the past few weeks. I don't know why, but I really like to use my eyeshadows in the autumn, and I do feel like the Nabla side by side just has the most perfect section of matte eyeshadows. You have some really nice shimmers in there as well, and I did play around with a couple of those today, but I love the mattes in this palette. You just have the most perfect array of neutrals. There's a couple of really warm, like chestnutty browns. You have black, you have just some really good basic shades. And yeah, I think for autumn, you cannot go wrong with a really good basic eyeshadow palette. I also used a couple of the shades in my brows. I've been getting back into using powders through my brows. I just really like the effect. It's a lot less harsh than a pencil, but it fills them in nicely. And that's what I've done today, and I just think they look nice and natural, not too overdone, but still defined. So yeah, I really, really like this. It's probably one of the cheaper, like larger eyeshadow palettes that you can buy. And it's one that I always pull out, but yeah, I just really love the more neutral and the slightly warmer chestnutty tones in the autumn. I think it's a really, really lovely palette and a good staple. And then the two lip products that I've been reaching for, one of them I've been reaching for a lot more and has been in my everyday handbag when I take it to work. It's just the easiest lip product in the world, and I just really, really like it. So this is the YSL Candy Glow, which is their kind of tinted lip balm. This is in the shade 18, which is a pH changing lip balm. So it will give you, I mean, most pH changing formulas will kind of give you the same look on the lips anyway. And it just turns into a really nice kind of bright pink stain. Not everyone loves a pH changing lip product. This is the only one that I have ever really tried. I mean, the kind of pH-ness won't really work on your hand, but you can see the tint there. I just really love, oh no, I just mushed it. I just mushed the end. Oh well. I really like how hydrating this is. It has that classic YSL mango scent to it. They do have mango butter, I believe, in quite a lot of their lip formulas. And I just love it. It feels really lovely. It smells really lovely. The colour I find to be very brightening on my skin. Not on my skin. I find the colour really brightens my skin. Throughout the day, if I feel like I just look a bit blah, apply a little bit of this and it just brightens my complexion up, and it gives me a little bit of colour to the lips, but without being too intense, and I can apply it without a mirror as well, which is great. So yeah, I've been absolutely loving this. It's been my everyday lip product for the past few weeks since they sent it to me. I've been literally using it non-stop, and I think I'm gonna go through it quite quickly. And then a lip product that I was obsessed with last autumn, this is like your perfect chocolatey lip product. It's the Clarins lip oil in the shade Chocolate. That's what I've got on today. Let's just reapply a little bit so you can see the colour. It's the most perfect autumnal brown shade. It's a bit sheer, so it's not really intimidating. If you want to wear this just during the day, you absolutely can. I think it's a beautiful shade. Very on trend at the moment. Brown and burgundy are like the trendy colours of the season. So yeah, I really, really love this with a lot of my like chunky knit jumpers. I've got this like brown kind of tank top on today, and it just goes really nicely with that. I just love it. It feels really lovely as well. The Clarins lip oils, I think probably my favourite lip oil formula. Very hydrating, very plush, and I love the big doe foot applicator as well. Clarins definitely aren't like the most popular brand in the world, but they did a really, really good job with these lip oils. So if you're like in Boots or John Lewis or whatever, don't just, you know, walk past the Clarins counter, have a look, because they do have some really good lip products, surprisingly. And yes, these lip oils, this one specifically in Chocolate, I think is just perfect for autumn. So I've got two hair care products that I've been really enjoying and really impressed with. The first one I bought on a whim. I went into Waitrose. I don't normally shop in Waitrose, but I was passing it on the way home and I needed to pick up a new dry shampoo. I typically just buy the Batiste one, and that was what I went into Waitrose to look for. They don't sell Batiste. Apparently it's not good enough for Waitrose and their clientele, which is fine. So I picked up a random one, and I've already gone through two of these. It's definitely quickly becoming one of my new favourite dry shampoos. So it was like a happy accident. So I'm very sorry, Batiste, but you've been outranked by this new Richard Ward rejuvenating dry shampoo. I don't even know where else you can buy this brand. I don't think I've seen it in many places or really anywhere. You might be able to find it online and like look fantastic, maybe. It seems like that kind of brand. But yeah, this is their rejuvenating dry shampoo. And the thing that I really loved about this, okay, and I'm reading the back of it now, and I think I know what the specific ingredient is. The rice powder gives your hair like the most soft feeling ever. It feels like you have freshly washed it and you applied like a leave-in conditioner or leave-in mask like all over your head and then you blow dried it and it's just so soft and silky. Like this gives you that feeling, which I really wasn't expecting. Sometimes dry shampoos can just leave your hair feeling a bit I don't know, like a bit kind of clogged, and like you need to desperately wash your hair because you just want to get that like sticky feeling out of your scalp. But this one left it feeling so soft. It did a really good job at absorbing oil as well. I have dark hair, so most dry shampoos you're gonna get a little bit of white cast if you have dark hair like I do. And I do just make sure to really blend it in well, go through with a hairbrush and everything, and just make sure that it's fully absorbed. But yeah, really impressed with this. Not too expensive either. It has like quite a nice fresh scent. I think it has citrus extract, which helps to activate rapid cleansing apparently as well. And it has keratin to help rebuild protein and the hair's natural fibres. So yeah, a really good one actually. Again, not sure where else you can buy it, but if you are a Waitrose shopper and you need a new dry shampoo, definitely check this one out because I was really impressed with it. I then have a tiny mini product. This is the Way Detox shampoo. One of my friends got me a really lovely selection of mini Way products, so I've kind of been dipping in, trying different things here and there, and this one I keep in my swim bag. It's incredible at cleansing your hair and making it feel very clean, very soft, like you've really got everything out. And after I swim, I really want to make sure that I'm rinsing all of the chlorine and horrible stuff out of my hair. So using a detox shampoo or a clarifying shampoo just really helps to ensure that I'm getting a really good thorough cleanse. So yeah, this is the little one that I've been using. It smells amazing as well. I think it's the Melrose Place scent, which is slightly more rosy as the name would suggest, but it's not too powdery or like overly floral. It's really nice. I do think I prefer their other scent that they throw into a few products, which is a bit more summery. It's a really nice like coconutty tropical scent. I do prefer that scent, but I love the formula. I feel like it just does a really good job at resetting my hair and bringing it back to its kind of natural, soft, very kind of silky state. Really good as well if you use quite a lot of styling products, or again if you use a lot of dry shampoo. Really do want to make sure that you're cleansing your scalp and your hair really well to make sure that you're getting all of that residue out. And yeah, this is just a really lovely one. So I think I'll buy the full size when I'm done with this, although this is an excellent size to put in my swim bag, so maybe I'll have to find another mini when I'm finished with that. So those are the beauty favourites that I've been really enjoying, products that have just really stood out to me over the past month or two. So I now wanted to just talk about some books that I've read recently that I've really enjoyed. I feel like I've had quite a lot of 4.5 to 5-star reads over the past like 1 to 2 months. September was a really good reading month for me. So yeah, I'm just gonna look through my Goodreads and pick out some books that I think are really suited for this time of year. Cozy, fantasy, kind of mystery books. I really enjoy reading those at the moment. So we'll start with more of a fantasy, kind of magical realism, and that is Caravel by Stephanie Garber. I really enjoyed this book. It is a fantasy. It's more of like a magical fantasy adventure. It really reminded me of like a Tim Burton film or something. I feel like that's the kind of vibe that I got from it. It kind of gives that like slightly kind of creepy, out of this world, magical vibe. So you follow 2 sisters who basically want to enter this Caravel game. So Caravel is a game basically, and like a kind of tournament game, spans across five days, I believe. And so you follow 2 sisters across, well, you follow one mainly across the span of the 5 days, and it's really interesting. It had me really gripped, and you basically have to survive these 5 nights. You have to find clues in order to kind of find the prize at the end, and that is that kind of mystery adventure element in there as well. So I definitely recommend giving that a go. I believe it's a 3-book series. So I am going to read the second one pretty soon as well, because again, I just think this time of year, that's when I'm going to be reading those kind of books. I think I rated that one a 4.5. So another book that I read recently was Blue Sisters by Coco Mellors, which is a contemporary fiction, and I gave this a 5 stars. I thought this book was just excellent. It felt so real, like you were really immersed in the characters, like you were literally there experiencing life with them. So you follow 3 sisters, and the 4th sister recently dies, so you kind of follow the story of the other 3 sisters as they navigate life after losing their other sister. It wasn't like the most gripping book in the world, it wasn't like a mystery or anything like that. It was definitely just like a general kind of contemporary fiction book, but just the way that the scenes were described, I feel like everything was just written in the most like beautiful amount of detail, that you really felt like you were there in the story, like experiencing life with the sisters, and they all are very different. One of the characters really gave me like Daisy Jones and the Six vibes. If you've read that, similar themes in terms of like substance abuse and things like that, and it was just really, really interesting. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So yeah, that's another one that I would definitely recommend. It's not super autumn specific, but just a really good one if you quite like more general fiction. What else did I read that I really enjoyed? We Solve Murders, which is the new Richard Osman book. He does really good, just cozy mysteries, always set in the UK, and I just really, really like his writing. It's very fast paced, and this one you follow a lady who works for a kind of like security company, and she is a bodyguard to different celebrities, and there's basically a few murders that happen and are kind of linked back to the security company that she works for, and it's really interesting. Her father-in-law used to be an ex-detective in the UK, so he kind of gets involved a little bit, and yeah, it was really interesting. It wasn't like a scary thriller mystery, like they definitely are easy to read, quite fun to read, and just always really nice and fast paced. So that's another good one if you like a cozy kind of mystery. And then I think that's kind of, yeah, those are the 3 that really stood out to me. I just finished Empire of Storms by Sarah J Maas, which is part of the Throne of Glass series. I think that one is probably one of my favourite books of the series so far. So yeah, I've been picking up the Throne of Glass books again. I didn't read any over the summer, just wasn't really in the mood, but I'm really happy that I picked up Empire of Storms recently, because I just finished that last night and it was excellent. And again, that's a fantasy romance, and I would say this one has a lot more fantasy than romance, this specific book, but I really like the Throne of Glass series so far. So yeah, I think that's all of the books and makeup and such that I wanted to chat about today. So I really hope that you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.